I am here today with sales representative Dave Poco from McQueen. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Allie.
So, today we are talking about a program that Pierce offers. It's called Build My Pierce. Can you tell me what that is?
Yeah, the Build My Pierce program is an industry exclusive program offered by Pierce Manufacturing to design custom built fire apparatus. It's a streamlined process, an accelerated process from the design stage of the build all the way through production and final inspection.
What are benefits to customers ordering with this program?
Sure. So there are several benefits with this program for customers that currently utilize or will future utilize this program. The main benefit would be the shortened lead time. So I would say that accelerated lead time would provide a great solution for our customers, especially in today's procurement market. This would be a great alternative program for those situations and streamline through the design phase, through the production stage, and through the final inspection phase, and continuing after that. In the final inspection phase, pickups on the blue floor have been more efficient, not only for the customer, but for the dealership as well. Yes, so this program has been around for several years, but is really starting to take off based on the environment with the long lead times.
So, with the Build My Pierce program, what are the parameters for customers with their orders?
Sure. So parameters would include staying within a certain option content, and that includes standard options or special options. We call them SPs. And really, that would depend on the product type. So anything from a Florida built tanker or saber or pumper all the way to aerials, those options would vary based on the allotment that would fall into the program. And it's a give and take, right? So if there are options that we might have to forego, the trade off would be a quicker lead time. So very beneficial.
Okay. So, could you tell me a little bit about what the BMP configurator tool is and how that would benefit a customer?
Sure. So that configurator tool is a very useful resource for us. In our quoting software program, we actually have a tab where we can go into that and build a truck, what I would call heavy hitter items. So you can choose your chassis, you can choose your pump house, cab size, if it's an aerial, all these parameters. And then what will happen is you'll get a drawing within minutes after you enter in these items. So being able to get one of these drawings within minutes will save several weeks on a drawing that would be provided from Pierce. So you can actually see a very relevant footprint of what the truck will look like in a matter of minutes.
Wow. Can you tell me how would a customer know if the Build My Pierce program is correct for them?
Sure. So I think as a sales representative, we'll have a good understanding of their fleet and maybe whether they were a previous Pierce customer or not. So we can analyze things and having those discovery conversations early, we can see if that would be an option for them. I don't necessarily bring it to the table right away, but as those discussions continue and we understand the option content they need in their truck and the lead times, that conversation becomes relevant.
And so when a customer does become a BMP customer and you decide this is right for them, what is that experience like for them? How is it different from maybe building a completely custom, very dynamic build?
Sure. I think it's a very positive experience. It's streamlined. I think what we talked about with that configurator tool, it'll give them a great understanding of what that truck will look like. And then we start building other options in after the main footprint is created. So there's certain options that we would work with the BMP team on. And within certain workflows and communication, they'll let us know if that truck will still qualify or maybe an option or two that would bump it out of the program. So then it's the give and take. Hey, are we going to still stick within these parameters so we can take advantage of a quicker lead time, or are we going to go down the custom road route with the standard lead times? And then also in Pulse, our quoting software, we have access, we meaning the salespeople have access as to what options are available and allowable within a little tab. So we can already figure out if that truck's going to qualify, where we are based on those conversations.
Sure. It sounds like communication is key just between the customer, the sales rep, and the BMP team. And it sounds like you're able to get those answers back to the customer in a timely manner so that they can continue to streamline that build process. Can you tell me, do you have any experience or tips to navigating those parameters or any roadblocks that they may find when they're building out their option list?
So, like you said, Allie, communication is key here. So, as the sales reps are understanding and discovering what the options are that the customer needs, basically understanding their mission and vision, we can almost immediately understand if the truck will qualify for this program. Communicating and managing the complexity is also key because we do have to stay within those parameters as discussed a little earlier. So we want to make sure the give and take, staying within those parameters, still qualifying for the program results in a better lead time.
Absolutely. And how has this program grown and evolved? I mean, numerous trucks have been pushed through this program successfully streamlined, and they are in action in service today.
For sure. Yes. So I want to say the program started in the 2018 timeframe and has continued to evolve over the last several years. And now it's more relevant today than ever, right, with these lead times. So, as far as product type, from Sabre built pumpers to commercial tankers, all the way up to Appleton with pumpers, puck pumpers, rescue pumpers, aerials, that sort of thing, it just continued to expand and evolve. I wanna say even last week, we got a bulletin saying that there was another rear body configuration that we can now do. It's a flush rear body. So we're continuing to see updates, and the program continues to evolve, and I know that, the engineering team is probably working on some other fun stuff here, so
Absolutely. Growing and evolving to constantly streamline that process and get these trucks to the customers so they can serve their communities. So, the question of the episode, would you recommend the Build My Peers program to others?
the short answer is yes. I mean, it's been very beneficial, especially for the customers in my neck of the woods that I cover. So that's Northern Indiana. And I would say even some customers might not even know that they do qualify for this program. Where, as a sales rep, you might be contacted and say, hey, this is a BMP. Would you like to run it through BMP? Well, yeah, absolutely. If we can get a quicker lead time. So, yes, very beneficial.
So, you'd recommend customers bring it up to their sales rep if it hasn't been in a conversation yet?
Absolutely.
So, now the fun part. Do you have any success stories or builds that stand out to you in the Build My Peers?
Yes, I do. Thanks for asking that. Just recently, we had a rear mount platform for Gary, Indiana, and just take a lot of pride in all the products we sell. But that was the most recent one that completed. And it was a truck that was designed to fight fire and a workhorse truck that will most likely see fire on its first day in service. Also from puck pumpers, we've had a lot of the mega pucks in northern Indiana, so the 214 combination rescue pumpers. So those qualify, and a lot of people don't realize that trucks that size would qualify for this. And we've actually had some repeat customers that have utilized BMP program over the last several years that are now have other purchases. So yeah, anything from Sabre pumpers to these aerials, and even the Ascendant mid mount tower is part of that program.
Yeah. Having that standard option to support a workhorse engine that is tried and true, follows that fire industry tradition, and is going to get the job done. So I hope more customers are more aware of the program and maybe their next delivery will be a BMP.
Absolutely. Just to throw out some statistics, there is over 800 BMP trucks delivered, and that's a pretty impressive number with a couple thousand in the backlog. So, again, as this program continues to evolve and take off, those numbers are real and it's very beneficial.
Yeah. And I do have to say, I have spent quite a bit of time talking to customers when they're here doing their final inspections. And it's hard for me to identify a Build My Pierce truck aside from a custom apparatus next to it on the blue floor. And the only way I do really notice it now, granted, I'm not a sales rep, I'm not the customer, I'm not on that design side, is when it's presented that it's a Build My Pierce. And I ask the customers, were you hindered at all? And the general response I hear is, no, I wasn't hindered at all. This is exactly what we needed to do. We got it in a streamlined time. So that's something that I have taken away from this program.